Hey, so welcome back to my second channel, period. Okay, so we are doing a review today of episode 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 6. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you have not yet, I realized that I haven't done this on this channel. If you have not yet, please subscribe to my main channel. If you're like not familiar, unfamiliar is a word. If you're unfamiliar with what we do there, it's makeup, so period. If you want to, go subscribe. But anyways, thank you for all the support. I know this channel hasn't been doing super great. Like we haven't really moved anywhere yet. That's fine though, I'm gonna continue making videos. So episode 4. We go into the workroom and we see that, you know, the queens are coming back and Silky's just gone home. I'm still really sad. I think, yeah, I wish Silky stayed longer. I feel like there are some other girls who could have gone instead of her. It's sad, but like the show has to go on. So we move on and we see that 2 votes are what separated Akira from going home. And that's pretty scary. I can't imagine being in that position. Like, yeah, I think that's a wake-up call. Or not a wake-up call, but it's like, what's that thing? When you're like on the brink of death. I feel like that's what it was. And then, so as they're pulling out the lipsticks, all the queens are like, whoa, like that's really close, you know? What I don't get though is, so Ginger, Raja, Eureka, and Silky voted for Akira. So she had 4 and Silky, and there were 6 votes against Silky and 4 votes against Akira. And while they're busy pulling them out, Eureka's like, wow, oh my gosh, like she's so surprised. Girl, you voted for Akira, I'm confused. Why are you surprised? That's why I don't like Eureka. Also, I don't think that it's necessary for somebody to say, this is why I voted for you. It's a game. We have to vote for somebody. And Akira basically put herself in the bottom. In the previous episode, when they were doing the please to keep me, Akira literally said, girl, it's me and Silky in the bottom. I would never have done that. Ever. Like, there's no miscongeniality. There's no miscongeniality in All Stars. It's really dumb. Like, I would not have put myself in the bottom. I would have just been like, you know, all 4 of us in the bottom, period. So then we go into the next day, and Jan thinks that her and Ginger weren't in the bottom or weren't worthy of being on lipsticks. Please insert Delusion by Jinx Monsoon. She was in the bottom and she said that she didn't think they were in the bottom. That's so funny. It's so funny to me. Honestly, I don't think that team should have been in the bottom in the first place, but that was in the previous episode. So then RuPaul comes in and basically says the Maxi Challenge is the Hall of Fame halftime show. Now, I'm not completely familiar with, what's that sport? NFL? I don't know it. I just know that it's like rugby, but they wear protective gear. And I just know that the halftime shows are everything. So that's all I know about that sport, NFL. I think it's football. And I love musicals. Like when there's a musical, I think musicals are like my favorite challenge. I don't know. No, the balls are my favorite challenge. But musicals are probably second. Like, I love the musical. Especially when it's like Divas Live or The Baddest Bitches in History, or the All-Stars ones actually. Except for All-Stars 5. So the girls go over their choices of who they chose. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how musicals on Drag Race or musicals on All Stars work this way, I'm not sure if this one did, because Ru said that they chose their performers the day before. I don't know if that's completely accurate, but basically there's a whole track that's laid out for every queen. So every queen gets a performer, like on the Divas Live Challenge. All of them were told who they were before, and Morgan McMichaels was Lana Del Rey. With Baddest Bitches of History, there were parts for Tatiana and Coco and Adore, but obviously they just cut those pieces out. So if you're wondering, like, I think that's how it worked here as well, because it doesn't make sense that they have a ready-made costume for somebody that they chose yesterday. It doesn't really make sense. So I'm pretty sure there were other performers like that were in the whole song, like the whole audio for the show. But then they obviously got cut out. So I'd love to know who the other like performers were. But anyway, so Akira chose Prince, Carly chose Steven Tyler, Raja chose Diana Ross, Trinity chose Beyonce, love. Pandora chose Carol Channing, Scarlett chose Katy Perry, Jan chose Gaga, Eureka chose Madonna, Yara chose Shakira, and Ginger chose Fergie. Jan is pretty convinced that she is Lady Gaga. Afterwards, she's like, me and Lady Gaga, we share so much. We're both this. We did this. We are this. And I'm this and she's this. The only difference is she's like rich. So, I don't know. It's just, whenever something like even Trinity, when a queen's like, I love doing this. This is my niche. I do this every week. And I'm pretty good at it. Whenever a queen says that, I worry because there's no reason the producers would just put that in. Unless it's to... The producers will only put that in, usually, to be like, oh, she said she was good at it, then she flops. So I was a little scared. And Trinity, also, she was like, I'm nervous for doing Beyonce because on season 6, there was the whole Beyonce... exchange because of Bianca and her, and I was also worried because usually when somebody says they're nervous or something, the producers put that in to be like, oh, she was nervous, and guess what, she flopped. So I was a little bit excited, but out of the whole lineup, I was most excited to see Trinity. And because I love Lady Gaga so much, I was very excited to see Gaga as well, but anyways. So rehearsals, I love when the queens go to rehearsals because it's funny, because they usually flop. And it's so funny to me. I love watching people struggle. So Jamal Sims is so beautiful. I just love it when they bring Jamal on. And it's like every season, which makes me happy. So right off, like before rehearsal even starts, I'm nervous for Ginger, I'm nervous for Scarlett, and I'm nervous for Pandora. Pandora's character was probably the strongest character choice, but Scarlett didn't do well on any of the dancing challenges on her season, and Ginger also on All Stars 2 and season 7 struggled with dancing challenges. There wasn't like a dancing challenge on season 2, but there were lip syncs, and Pandora was in 2 of them. One of them, I don't know, I can't really remember. I'm pretty sure she only did 1, and she struggled, okay? So I was a little bit worried. Before we even start the thing, I already knew that Trinity was going to do well. I already knew that Jan was going to do well, and I already knew that Raja was going to do well. But they didn't give Raja much choreography, so that was kind of a letdown. But Jan does musical theatre, so dancing is part of it. Trinity is an amazing dancer, so period. Let's just talk about Yara directing the choreo for herself. Even on All Stars 3, I'm seeing a lot of similarities between All Stars 6 and All Stars 3, okay? Even on All Stars 3, when they did the Divas Live Challenge, and Thorgy was like, well, Stevie wouldn't do that though. Just do what they're telling you to do, okay? At the end of the day, it's always amazing to speak up and share your opinion about something. But at the end of the day, just do the choreography. Most of the times, this person knows what they're doing. So let's head to the runway. And Ru's look, I loved it. It was so beautiful. Usually, like in all the other episodes, we saw very similar silhouettes, okay? But this one was very nice. I am a huge fan when Ru does legs, when Ru shows her legs on the runway. Always an A+ for me. So let's talk about the show, the performance. I would just like to put in a side note, the singers for the show did an amazing job. Like, they all sounded at least a little bit like the original person they were portraying, you know? So like, standouts for me were Fergie, Diana Ross, Steven Tyler. I thought that Beyonce sounded a lot like Beyonce as well. So just A+. I mean, the girls did what needed to be done. So let's start with Ginger as Fergie. First of all, I think Ginger looks so pretty. But Fergie is a really difficult choice. I don't know why Ginger chose to do her. There's like, when I think of Fergie, the only thing I could think about is Fergalicious and the national anthem that she did. That's the only two things that pop up in my mind when I think Fergie. Those are the first two things. So not much to go with there. I feel kind of bad for her. Bad choice. Anyways, Eureka as Madonna. Meh. As we all know, I'm not the biggest fan of Eureka. So even as she started singing, I sort of blanked out. So I didn't really notice much. I did notice that her wig was sliding back. And it's kind of funny to me how on some days, the judges on Drag Race will be like, oh, that happened, and that's why we're putting you in the bottom. Your performance was flawless, but the fact that that happened, your pants were a little bit off. I'm taking it back to Monique Hart, thank you. Monique had an wardrobe malfunction, and they put her in the bottom. Eureka's wig was almost all the way off her head, and they didn't do anything. Actually, Eureka was in the top for this, but anyways. Is it favoritism? Is it? I don't know. Anyways, so Raja O'Hara as Diana Ross. Loved it. So beautiful. So reminiscent of Diana. The thing is, like, I always, like, you can see when a queen has minimal choreo. Like, Raja to me didn't have any choreo. She just had hand movements, which is fine. But Raja did something that lots of queens don't really do. They don't do the most with the choreo they're given. And I think Raja did. So loved her as Diana. I think she was probably my fourth or fifth favorite out of everyone. So then we have Yara as Shakira. The dancing that she did was so amazing. It was probably my favorite dancing of the whole show, besides Trinity, but just amazing. The way she moves her body is kind of cool. I really like it. But she barely lip synced any of the words. Then we have Scarlett as Katy Perry. This to me was kind of struggle bus, I'm not gonna lie. She dropped some of the words and I don't know, the performance wasn't really memorable. Like, all I remember is her shark costume, which I thought was really cool. I really liked it. It was fabulous. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't memorable. And that sucks because at least, you know what? At least Scarlett wasn't as bad as her original dance. But I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't great. Then we have Kylie as Steven Tyler. I loved it. It was so cool. It was really cool to see Kylie do that. I thought she also embodied Steven Tyler as well. And it's amazing to see this type of representation on Drag Race. You know, we see queens do like boy drag, but we don't really see it to this level. I mean, Kylie literally taped her boobs to her armpits, which is what drag kings do. So just to see that on Drag Race was pretty amazing. I loved it. Then next we have Jan as Lady Gaga. I loved it very much. Very, very much. I thought that she did an amazing job. I thought that even in the rehearsals, like Jamal was saying, you need to like embody those little isms that Gaga does. And I think she did that. So yeah, Jan was probably my second favorite of the night. Then we have Akira as Prince. I actually kind of liked her as Prince, but I will say I watched it. So usually when I watch an episode for reviewing, I watch it once because I just need to be in the moment. Then I watch it a second time, and that's when I make my notes. So the first time I watched it, I did feel like there was something off with Akira's performance. It was just like not all the way there. But when she turned around and jiggled her ass, that was everything. I really liked it. Then we have Pandora as Carol Channing. And she really, like I said before, it was the strongest choice of character to do Carol Channing. I really liked her performance as well. I think that she did really, really well. Again, this is another queen who didn't really have a lot of choreo. But I think she did a really good job. And she was probably my third favorite. Then we have Trinity K. Bonet as Beyonce. Her name should be Trinity Slade Beyonce Bonet. I don't know, that was a bad joke. But literally, when it started and it was her side profile, I went, Then she started dancing. I said, I'm obsessed. It was amazing. She looked beautiful. She danced the house down. And she didn't really, the thing is, like, when somebody has a lot of choreography, most of the times they drop a few words. And I did catch, she dropped a few words. But when you have a lot of choreography, like, it's understandable, like it happens a lot of the time on Drag Race. Go back, watch some episodes, watch some musicals where they aren't singing live, and you'll see that they drop a few words because there's a lot of choreo. So, but Trinity's performance was my favorite by far. By far. She embodied Beyonce to the point where I was like, this is amazing. This is... Anyways, overall, the way I feel about this challenge, I love RuPaul's and I love it when they do like actual celebrities. I do think that they should have made the parts a bit longer. Like, I felt like the parts were too short for me. I wish I saw more of Beyonce, or I wish I saw more of Gaga, or just like a little bit more so that I could make my final decision. Like, especially with Scarlett doing Katy Perry, like, I don't really know exactly how I feel. I just know that it wasn't my favorite. And like with Akira as well, I feel like if there was just a little bit more time given to the performance, I would have been able to sort of figure out a better conclusion of how I felt. So the category on the runway is the thrill of it all. First in is Ginger. I will say that this is the best she's looked in a long time. Like, all of her All-Stars 2 runways, out of all of them, Ginger looked so beautiful on this runway. And like, the color, the dress, the makeup, the hair, everything, it was amazing. And I think she looked really, really, really pretty. Then we have Eureka. I hated this. I hated it very much. And it's not just because it's Eureka. Because like, especially when it comes to Eureka and the fact that I dislike her, I try to be correct in my critique. So I like to think of a different queen wearing the outfit, especially with this one. And I thought about it and it didn't work for anybody. I put it on multiple people in my brain and it just didn't work. And the fact that the judges liked it as much as they did, what? And the thing is, one thing I hate is when you can see a reveal is coming. The thing with the reveal is it needs to shock me. I shouldn't see that, oh, it's a reveal. If I can see it's a reveal, just come out with the outfits. Like Trinity when she wore that big black cloak. Girl, that's not a reveal. That's you being stupid. And this was an outfit that I was like, it's a reveal. Wow, surprise. I'm so surprised. I'm so shocked. We did not see that coming. So, not a fan. Hated. She was my least favorite on the runway. Then we have Raja. This look is everything. I'm slowly but surely, like every episode, I'm becoming more and more obsessed with Raja. Very much. Just, I don't know, she does something with her makeup as well. And it looks different all the time. And I know it isn't, because if I look back at photos from the previous episode, I know it's the same. I think she just changed her eyebrows this episode, but I don't know, she looked stunning. I will say that the dress was, I wish it had a little bit more volume, but that's about it. She looked beautiful. Then Yara comes on. Loved the look. Did it fit with the runway? Not necessarily, but I think she looked amazing. And the hair was giving me very, very OG, like original Yara Sophia. Like all those times when Yara did crazy hair. Loved it. Then we have Scarlett. I really like this look a lot. However, I hate a rhinestone lip. I don't know why, but I can't stand it. There's something inside of me, in my soul, that just, I don't know if it's because I know it's impractical or if, I don't know, just, it looks weird. And I hate a rhinestone lip. But other than the rhinestone lip, I really liked Scarlett's outfit. Then we have Kylie. Her look was also very, very pretty. However, there was no midsection. I wish that she cinched a little bit because, so it was like overlapping pieces of fabric. So I feel like the one that was directly under her breasts would have, if that was gone away, or if it was just not as frilly or gathered or whatever, then I feel like it would have been a lot nicer. So yeah, but I do think that she looks amazing. So yeah. Then we have Jan. I think her outfit is very nice, and I love the different color palette. Yeah, it's a smart choice to do something that's not expected, you know, because I mean, she said all the queens were going to do something pastel. I don't know if I would have. I mean, like if I had to think about it in my brain, frills don't necessarily mean pastels to me. But anyways, if that's how the American brain works, that's cool. So yeah, I think it was very smart to do a different color palette. Well done. Then we have Pandora. I think she looks amazing. I don't know, people were being really harsh on this outfit. I really liked it. I think she looks really, really cute. So yeah, I really like Pandora's outfit. Then Trinity, love. OMG, she looks amazing as usual. I will say that it's like a little bit basic pageant dress to me. Like, don't come for me. But it was very beautiful. So yeah. Then we have Akira. Now this is an outfit that when she's when she stepped out and the cocoon or whatever, the like petals were up, I was like, oh, great. It's a reveal that we can see coming, yay. But then she did this and I was like, oh, okay, that's the end of the reveal. And I looked at it and it was amazing. It was very, very beautiful, but I was a little bit underwhelmed because I was like, it's a reveal that we saw coming. Then when she took it down and it became a gown, I was sold. This was the best look on the whole runway. So Stenosha, so Gorgiana. It was just, I was stunned. It was amazing. So yeah, definitely my favorite look on the runway was Akira. I think she looked amazing. It's not fair. It's not fair that some people can look like that. Anyway, so top three, we have Trinity, Jan, and Eureka. Do not agree at all. If it was up to me, I would have put Trinity, Jan, and Pandora in the top. I think Pandora did a great job in the challenge. So yeah, just my opinion. Then we have the bottom three, which is Akira, Yara, and Ginger. Again, I don't fully agree. I don't know who I would have taken out because, look, I would have put Eureka in the bottom just because her performance was not that great in the challenge and her outfit was not nice at all. But between Yara, Akira, and Ginger, I don't know who I would have put in the bottom between them three and who I would take out and who I would leave there. I would probably leave Yara there just because her performance was not great and her runway didn't really scream frills to me. But Akira's runway was so amazing. Ginger's runway was the best she's looked this far. And both of their challenges were kind of struggle bus, but to me, Akira's challenge was a little bit stronger than Ginger's. So therefore, I think my bottom three would have to be Ginger, Yara, and Eureka. Just my opinion. Then we go into the workroom. Jan's the winner of the challenge, everybody. Yay. Although, unpopular opinion, but I think Trinity should have won. That's just my opinion. It's because I love her. There's nothing that's going to stop me from loving her. And you can't argue with me. You cannot, because she did an amazing job, period. So yeah, I think Trinity should have won. But I'm happy for Jan. I think your first win on Drag Race is a big one. So, well done. Then we go into the workroom and Yara says that she does not want to beg for her place in the competition. I hate it when queens say this. I know that she said it in the other episode, and I didn't address it, but girl, that's what All Stars is. Especially with the new twist. Even before the new twist, actually. You are going there and you have to tell the people why they have to keep you. I know you don't want to beg. Listen. I get that there's some sort of like integrity struggle, or I don't know even what the deal is. Like, you don't want to look weak or whatever the thing is, but it's literally the game. Like on All Stars, guess what? You have to tell people why you shouldn't be going home and why the other person did worse than you. And obviously you can swap and change and say, oh, this is why I shouldn't go home, or this bitch was trash. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it however you want to, but mama, you have to fight. And when Yara says, I don't want to beg, it's like, okay, she doesn't want to fight. Then Jan says that she wants to choose somebody that the group wants to. Like, she doesn't want to be an outsider in the way that, like, Because I agree with her in a way, but like, you know, if you choose somebody's lipstick who the whole group chose one person's lipstick and then you're just here choosing someone else's, it kind of puts a target on your back. So, yeah, I agree with her. But at the same time, no. You need to be doing your own thing. Don't think about what the other people want. If you win the lip sync and you send that bitch home, you better own up to it and you better be happy with it, okay? Period. Yeah, but I will say, in the shot where she reaches in and grabs the lipstick, it looks like she chose a Curious, which I was a little shocked by, but we'll have to see, like, wait and see for the next episode. Anyways, so the lip sync assassin this week is Jessica Wilde, and I love this queen so much. She was my favorite queen on season 2. Well, one of my favorites. So probably my second favorite. No, I don't know. I love her and I'm happy she's back and I want her to come back for just like All Stars. But anyways, I will say that the lip sync was okay. It was very clear to me that Jessica Wilde was the winner of the lip sync. And Jan did the crazy thing that Jackie did on season 12. If it works in the context of the song, work. But to me, it just didn't really go. And like, if you see they aren't really reacting to you doing this, then stop doing it. Do something else, okay? Sorry. So Jessica definitely won the lip sync. That's on period. And Yara goes home. I do agree, sadly. It's just like, I feel like if you aren't gonna fight for your place here, you shouldn't be here then, you know? But I am sad because Yara is a great personality on the TV. I think she's super fun to watch and hopefully she'll come back because we all know that there's something going on behind the scenes. I don't know, because the thing is, like, with the whole whatchamacallit that's happening after every episode when Rue says there's a game within a game, I've got a feeling that it's going to be like All Stars 3, especially because I'm getting so many flashbacks to All Stars 3 with this season. I feel like it might be a jury vote at the end, which I hope it's not. I really hope it's not, because we all saw how that went. I love you, Trixie. Well, she's not watching. I love Trixie so much, but Shanji should have won All Stars 3. Period. So I hope that's not what's going to happen. But I also do think that it's going to be like a Lollapalooza lip sync moment. We'll have to see. But anyways, this episode was good. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comment section down below. Oh my gosh. This is about to collapse. Would it be okay if I just did it like this? Okay, great. So yeah, that's the end of this video, everyone. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode, and I hope you guys have a great day. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Please don't forget to like this video. And yeah, loved it. Great episode. Can't wait to do episode 5. Bye.